What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily Rewind. This is where we go back a week and give you all of your tech news stories in one single video. How's everyone doing? What's going on in everyone's lives right now? It's pretty crazy, but hopefully it's settling down just a little bit for you and you're able to just kind of get back into the swing of things. Just a little heads up, I've been going live, if you haven't noticed, at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So make sure you have the bell notification turned on at the bottom of the video. That will allow to let me tell you guys when I go live, and you'll know so that you can join in on the fun. I answer basically every single question in the chat. Sometimes fans come on and talk to me live, so it's actually really fun and really cool experience. But the news about this video is all going to be about, there was a ton of Note 20 information, Galaxy Fold 2. So it's really getting hot and heavy for that kind of stuff. So hope you enjoy the video. We'll see you in the next one. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day about the iPhone, the next iPhone, one of the future iPhones, whatever you want to call it. It's a prototype at this moment, but it's about their quote unquote foldable iPhone. Now this tweet comes from John Prosser, who says Apple's foldable iPhone isn't really a foldable. The current prototype has 2 separate display panels on a hinge. Round, stainless steel edges like the current iPhone 11 design. No notch, tiny forehead design on an outer display that houses Face ID. Now Ben Geskin, who's known to make tons of renders for phones, it's what they potentially could look like. This is what he said it might look like. John Prosser said it looks nothing like that. Basically, he said the 2 displays really melt into each other, so it almost looks seamless, like one big display once it's open. But you would have, the 2 displays together, no notch at the top, just the Face ID at the top with like a bit of a bezel, and then on the outside of it, you would have Face ID. What do you guys think of Apple's implementation of a foldable phone? Do you think it's a good way, a smart way? Is it old-fashioned? Is it good? Let me know what you think. Quick heads up, if you have the Galaxy S20 phone unlocked here in America, I finally got that big camera update. So check for camera software updates and you should have it. It's gonna show up as ATF1. Next up, if you're looking to get the BTS edition of the Galaxy S20 Plus and Galaxy Buds, well, if you live in America anyway, that's one of the countries at least, where you can actually reserve it right now. I'll link it down below where you can reserve it. It'll walk you through, you basically fill in information, and then you end up choosing if you want the buds or the phone or the whole bundle together. And the information that's going out, this is from Ishan Agarwal, who pulled it from the Samsung website. He says that the BTS Purple Edition is officially announced. Exclusive pre-orders through Weverse on June 15th, US and Korea only. Pre-orders start through Samsung.com in some regions, especially here in America, on June 19th. So June 19th, it will be the pre-order date, and it'll be available in your hands July 9th. It includes photo cards of BTS. And remember, you would, if you get the bundle edition, you end up getting the phone and the earbuds. The Galaxy Bud Plus is purple, looks amazing. I love this. And the last story of the day, all about the Galaxy Bud Lives. If you remember, these are also known as the Galaxy Bud Beans, and you might want to know what colors these are going to launch in, and it looks like they're going to launch reportedly in the colors of black, copper, and white. Let's get into tech news. First story of the day, my favorite almost coming out phone, the BTS edition of the Galaxy S20 Plus. We've got some real life photos and we have a real life video of this phone in action and the buds. Let's check it out. These first photos come from the Weibo site, Chinese networking site, and this shows off the mirrory reflection of this phone, and it looks like it changes all kinds of colors from like the bunch of purples and pink colors to aquas and blues, and just amazing looking phone with the BTS branding at the bottom, the Samsung branding as well there, the heart on the camera, which is their little signature sign. I love the look of this phone. I just wish this color came out sooner. And then speaking of the actual hands-on video, this comes from the magazine Elle, or website Elle, I guess now, but regardless, they show off the phone and hands-on, this reflectiveness and the buds and the phone overall. It's amazing. I love this color. So cool. And also remember, if you want to pre-order / reserve it, the link is down below. Next up is a first look at the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. And don't go crazy. Remember, it's 12.4 inches, but again, don't go crazy. It looks identical to the 11-inch version of the Galaxy Tab S7 that we've seen before. So no real big changes, and the overall design isn't like, oh my God, so futuristic. Looks like a cool tablet, should be super high powered, Snapdragon 865, 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM, tons of storage, micro SD card slot, S Pen, the whole shebang, 120 hertz display. It's gonna be an awesome tablet. And the last story of the day, all about the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2, a phone I am itching for. Itching so bad, I kind of want to buy the Galaxy Fold 1 ahead of time, but I'm looking for a good deal. If anyone can get me that phone for $1,000, I'll buy it. Anyways, guys, Galaxy Fold 2, you're probably wondering what the battery size is going to be, and because that's a big thing. It's got this huge display, 7.7 inch, big display on the outside. It's got a 6.2 and 3-inch display, 120 hertz display at that. So it's going to be a power hungry device, Snapdragon 865. Well, this comes from the tech guy on Twitter. He's saying upcoming Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 comes with a 4365 milliamp battery. So it's a dual battery system using a 2090 milliamp and a 2275 milliamp battery. When you total those up, you get 4365 milliamp battery. So smaller than, say, a Galaxy S20 Ultra phone, also smaller than a Galaxy S20 Plus phone, smaller than the Note 20 Plus / Ultra phone, which is going to have a 4500 milliamp. So hopefully it runs absolutely fine. It is a bigger battery than the previous generation of the Galaxy Fold 1, so that's a good thing overall, but nothing to like completely blow you away battery size wise. But remember, it should make the device not super heavy. It's already going to be a thick device when it's completely closed in half. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is a good deal or 2 or 3 or 4 going on at Samsung.com for Father's Day. And some of the deals that they have going on are on the QLED TVs. You can get it for as little as $20.83 per month with 0% financing for 48 months. They also have $50 off instant credit of the Galaxy Watch Active 2. Save $200 instantly on the Galaxy S20 5G, and also Galaxy Chromebook. If you get that, you get a free pair of Galaxy Buds. Lastly is all about the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. Now you might say, well, where's 3 coming from? Galaxy Watch Active 2, and now they're just going to call the third one Galaxy Watch 3. So that's where they're getting the 3 from. But anyways, we've got real life images leaking out. Now the images are showing off the 45mm and the 41mm images of this watch. Respectively, the watches have a 1.4 and 1.2 inch display on each of these. You'll also see that you get side bezel buttons and the stainless steel case. The other great takeaway from this is the physical rotating bezel. Galaxy Watch 3 should also come with 8 gigs of storage, support for LTE and GPS, ECG support, blood pressure monitoring, and standard heart rate sensor. And lastly, both watches are IP68 and military standard 810G rated. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is if you're a Sprint customer. As you know, T-Mobile and Sprint merged, or T-Mobile bought Sprint, however you want to declare it. And T-Mobile has T-Mobile Tuesdays, which is like this little offer app that gives you like free food or movies or reduced gas prices, all kinds of cool stuff. Well, starting this coming Tuesday, the 23rd of June, you're going to be able to use it as well if you're a Sprint customer. Just download the app, and again, you'll be able to get free stuff because you're officially, I guess, a T-Mobile customer as well, and can take advantage of those same offers. Again, starts June 23rd. If you remember, Apple at one time was going to release a charging pad that will allow you to charge multiple devices on at once, and then they delayed it, and then they kind of just like canceled it. Well, looks like it's still on. This latest comes from John Prosser, who puts out a tweet showing it off in action. He says, well, you guys wanted a better picture of the C68. Remember how I said that the main problem was that the current prototypes didn't support Apple Watch? Yeah, well, they got the watch working, and he shows off a picture of it charging next to a pair of Apple AirPods. That's the Pro version. And so it looks like it's still being worked on. As for a release date or if it's actually going to come out, don't know. It probably will come out. It's just a matter of time. It's so weird. And I guess there's an A11 processor in there for keeping it from overheating. So we'll see if it comes out, and if it comes out, it'll probably be like $200, I would guess. It's gonna be expensive. Last story of the day, all about the Galaxy Z Flip 5G version. Remember, the regular Galaxy Z Flip had a Snapdragon 855 Plus, and that was at a time where it could have potentially had a Snapdragon 865. Well, it looks like the version with 5G in it, the Galaxy Z Flip, will have a Snapdragon 865 based off some benchmarks that were out with Geekbench, showing that it had similar scores to other phones that have a Snapdragon 865 as well. So that's good news. So if you add and tally everything up, you're looking at the Galaxy Z Flip having a Snapdragon 865. You're looking at the Note 20 phones to have a Snapdragon 865. Looking at the Galaxy Fold 2 to probably also have a Snapdragon 865. So their newest phones and their tablets as well should all have the Snapdragon 865. So awesome news. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is if you wanted to pre-order the BTS edition of the Galaxy S20 Plus, with or without the Galaxy BTS Bud Pluses as well, you now can. It's linked down below. Take advantage of it if you want that new purple Galaxy S20 Plus and or the Galaxy Bud Pluses as well. I did. It says I receive it July 9th. I'll do a video on it. And then the last few stories all about the Galaxy Note 20 Plus Ultra, whatever you want to call it, phone. Strap in, sit back, eat some popcorn. Let's get into it. All these tweets come from Ice Universe. The first one talks about the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, saying Evolution version Note 10 Plus is gonna have a Snapdragon 865 Plus, which is kind of interesting because benchmarks, I believe, have shown off 865, but it looks like it's gonna have an 865 Plus, which ends up being usually an overclocked 865, but ends up being faster. QHD plus 120 hertz can be turned on at the same time. So you do have that 2K plus 120 hertz display, something the S20 does not have. You also have LTPO display, we've known that. New camera functions. We also have new S Pen features as well. New S Pen and features, I should say. So that's great news, that's new stuff. It's gonna be new things that you didn't have, that didn't carry over from the Note 10 Plus, which is gonna be maybe a reason for those people to upgrade, where I was saying maybe they wouldn't wanna upgrade. Now maybe they do because of the new S Pen and the new S Pen features, new camera functions, and then obviously the QHD 120 Plus, and obviously a faster processor. Also, according to the current data, he says Note 20 Ultra compares to the Note 10 Plus in that the bezel on both sides are narrow by 0.29 millimeters. The forehead and chin together narrowed a total of 0.4 millimeters. The whole diameter is reduced by 1 millimeter, and the thickness of the fuselage is reduced by 0.3 millimeters. So improvements, improvements, improvements. And then his last tweet just says 9 milliseconds, which is the latency for the S Pen. So this is improved, and it puts it almost as the same latency as the Apple Pencil for the Apple iPad Pros. Now, with all this new information coming out about the Note 20 Ultra phone, are you gonna get it, especially if that Note 10 Plus? You're talking about improved S Pen sensitivity slash function slash new design, a better display, being that you can do it running at 120 hertz at 2K plus, a Snapdragon 865 Plus, which would be faster than any phone that currently is out right now with the 865, and obviously the 855 was on the Note 10 phone. And then lastly, new camera functions. So much to want to get into this new phone. These are reasons why people might want to upgrade. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day about the Galaxy Tab S7. Now, the S7 and S7 Plus are going to be an 11-inch and a 12.4-inch tablet, 120 hertz display. It's also going to have a Snapdragon 865. Should be an amazing tablet. But what about the S Pen? Because there's going to be an S Pen included with it, and it's going to take over a feature that was in the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This is coming from Max Weinbach, who's reporting that the Tab S Pen went through the FCC, which is a government regulation agency here in the United States, and has Bluetooth in it. So your Galaxy Tab S7, S7 Plus will have Bluetooth in that pen. What is that good for? Multiple things it's good for. If you want to take photos with your tablet, you can use the S Pen as a clicker to click a photo. You can do it to do those kind of wand things where you can like move the screen I don't know, I never used that part. I didn't like that. I thought it was kind of wonky. But yeah, it's gonna allow you to do things like that with it because it has Bluetooth built into it. You'll also obviously have to charge it, so it's not gonna be like, if it's dead, you're not gonna be able to use it, but it should charge very, very quickly, like the rest of the way the Note 10 did, where you just stuck it in there and it would, again, charge very fast. This one's gonna charge on the back of the tablet, so it should be a very similar experience overall. And the last story of the day, Note 20, Note 20 Plus Ultra, whatever you wanna end up calling it. And it's just showing off how large the camera sizes are gonna be versus each other. First, taking a look at the Galaxy Note 20, which is the lesser version of these two phones. And the camera cutout looks very similar to what you'd get with, say, a S20, S20 Plus, something like that. Not that big. Well, it's still fairly big, but not as big as what you're gonna see with the other phone in a second. Obviously, you can see the front of the phone as well. You're not gonna have that big cutout on the front of the phone. They're showing the back and the front at the same time. And then we take a look at the Galaxy Note 20 Plus, AKA Note 20 Ultra, much larger camera opening there. And then you'll notice that just overall, in terms of the size of it, it looks quite similar to what you get with the S20 Ultra in terms of the size of the cutout for the camera. So for your, I'm completely okay with this. I think it's gonna be fine. It should also have a bump in the back there as well. But overall, it should be hopefully a better, at least with autofocus, camera experience than what you get with the S20 Ultra. There you guys go. That is your news for today. Before I get into the question of the day, last night I went live for 2 hours. Took a lot of questions, maybe 100+ questions that I answered in there with also Tech Odyssey and then Eddie Sanchez, who just coincidentally also became my newest Patreon supporter. Let's get into the tech news. First story of the day is WWDC is tomorrow. That's the developer conference for Apple, where they announced all the new features coming out for iOS and iPad OS and all of that stuff. So you see like all new features and stuff like that. There was also rumors they were going to come out and announce a new MacBook that had the same processor that's in an iPad or an iPhone, so an ARM processor. But it looks like that's no longer going to be true, at least for tomorrow anyway. Per John Prosser, who says, looking like any possible hardware has been scrapped for WWDC. Tomorrow, might be wrong about this one, would love to be wrong. I'll be surprised with all of you either way, but either way, it doesn't sound like there's going to be per him. So it doesn't sound like it's been completely canceled per se, but it just won't be announced tomorrow. And the last story of the day, all about the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2 and the bezels that go around the phone and how big is that little camera hole on the punch hole of the phone as well. So let's check this out. This tweet comes from Ice Universe, who says the Galaxy Fold 2 7.7-inch main display, that's the display when you open it up. He's saying that it's estimated that the bezel is going to only be 3.8 millimeters and the hole will be 4.8 millimeters. So you're looking at a device with, again, very small bezels all the way around the phone and also a small punch hole in the top right of the phone. So it's just a device compared to last generation of the Galaxy Fold 1. You're looking at a phone that's going to end up being just a complete refinement and improvement over its previous generation. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. Question out to you guys is, where's the best place to put the punch hole camera on a phone? Is it top left, the middle, the right? Let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of okay wherever it goes. If that's your answer, let me know as well. Thanks for watching. See you down the road. Peace.